Hello there, dear viewer. Do you oftentimes find your Street Fighter 6 punishes looking like this?
Oh, golly gee, I dropped it.
Or how about this, perhaps?
Yeah.
So for each and every one of you that seems to be stuck in gold or below, I promise it's not because you're bad, it's not because you don't understand the game, hell, it's not even because you don't have the skills necessary to ascend. The problem is you were probably just making this game 10 times harder than it ever needed to be, and I'm here to alleviate some of those problems so you can be the head of the table of your peers. Number one, let's talk about inputs. I'm holding down back to block, and all I'm going to do is move to forward. See that right there? Move to forward. Move to forward. If you were to, just for whatever reason, hold down on the D-pad, this counts as your first down input for any forward move. So if I just roll to forward, like that, just roll to forward, I'm holding down back, I'm blocking, and I want to just roll to forward and push a button, I'm going to get my down forward special move with a simple slight adjustment. I'm going to go forward and just kind of like wiggle my thumb. Just wiggle it like that, wiggle it like that. And what you're gonna see, I'll be blocking, and then I'm just gonna do a little wiggle, little quick wiggle. I get my DP. You can make this a lot easier. So when you're blocking something, you're like, block. Quick little wiggle, you get it out. To talk about something else. You know, like you always see me do those combos. You're like, and then And you're like, man, how are you so good at always getting the dash cancel to come out? Do you react to it? No, I don't react. This is what I do. See this? You see how I'm pressing dash, even on whiff? On whiff, it does not come out. I do the same input over and over, and it does not come out, as you'll see. But watch what happens when I hit Ryu. Comes out every time. You see how if I do this? See this right here? You see how that fireball never comes out? Down poke fireball, pop, all in one motion. When I press down, I press my poke. When I press forward, I press the button that fireball corresponds to, right? We'll do medium fireball, so you see two different buttons being pressed, because I know it might be hard to differentiate between two lights because they're both the same color. So boop, 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 boop. See how that fireball doesn't come out? But if I were to hit Ryu, boop, boop, there's the fireball. There's the fireball. There's the fireball. There's the fireball. Don't get it. Don't get it. Don't get it. There it is. Now, what does that mean? What it means is you do not have to react and hit confirm every time you get so much as a touch. You do not have to have the quickest frame one reactions to differentiate between a hit spark and a block spark. You may be saying, well, what does this have to do with punishes? Well, this is so you can get understandably used to blocking something, seeing something is punishable, instead of like letting go of the D-pad, going back to neutral, which is notified by the N up there at the top left. Instead of going back to neutral and then having to push a button into your thing, you can do this. You can be blocking and always get your punish every time. And obviously if you're playing JP, you can get something like this into this, then get your spike and then do your level 3, which, you know, that'll work. That'll do about half somebody's life. So if you're playing a character like Manon and you just want to go for a command grab, you could just do it. If you have all 5 medals, look how much damage that does. Because remember, this is on counter hit. On counter hit, this by itself at level 5 does 42. That's 42%. This is the most baby thing I can think of. You just do crouching into EXDP. Over 25% of their life gone. And I know a lot of you will be like, but I play a character that's complicated, kind of like Jury. She has all these inputs and installs, and you gotta remember that she has all these Fuha stocks. What do I do as a fledgling gamer? And look, I know you probably went on YouTube and you saw the 63 hit combo. You probably saw something more practical where someone like hits somebody with this and then that, and then like does all that stuff. Let me show you something that's really simple for you. That did 25%. Now, some of you may even be like, but I want to use the Feng Shui engine. Okay, we got something for that too. Same thing. We're going to do the exact same thing. And that's just pushing buttons into a fireball. So y'all remember earlier in this video where I alluded to when you do something that's special cancelable and then you dash forward, you'll get the drive rush every time, like so. Well, if we want to punish, we can do this. You see that? Little baby mode thing. Or if you want even more baby mode, you could do this. That was 21%. No buffs, nothing. For doing button special move. Which is so much better than when I see people do light, or they hit them on their way down instead of waiting for them to land. And if you don't want to wait for them to land, you could do that. Still 21%. If you have an EX move that puts them in a juggle state, great job. If you want to get more advanced with it and you don't want them to let them come down, there. You don't want to let them come down? You can do that for 25%. You don't need to do the super hard things. Then you can start doing stuff like that, which is a little extra wrinkle. Doesn't require you to do much. If you have the meter and you want to do it, go for it. That's 42%. Or as we addressed earlier, sometimes don't even worry about doing the combo, especially if you already have your buff. Just do this. Because this by itself at 5 medals does more than the combo that landed with a level 3. And if you don't really feel comfortable doing drive rush combos, get 25%. Or since it'll be on punish counter, get 26%. Even better. Another problem I see at the lower end of play is a lot of people let people get up and just push buttons like this. Oh no, they're mashing on wake up. I keep getting hit. Is it my turn? Oh my God, how do I get hit? Let me explain something to you. They're not invincible when they're mashing buttons like this. You could put out a button as they're waking up, get a counter hit and get a combo. If you're really feeling dicey and you know they can't help themselves, boy, you can really get to cooking. You could really be like, and then do whatever you want to do. I dropped the combo, but don't worry about that. But the point is, they can't just wake up for free. You got to make them earn this. Now, you may be saying, but I'm afraid of them doing DP on wake up. Well, dear viewer, I'm glad you're here because I'm going to open your eyes to something. You may be saying, I don't want to get hit by Shoryuken. Let's watch what happens when they do Shoryuken. No. And yes, it's just showcase they are on Shoryuken. But you say, but what if they do the heavy version? Heavy Shoryuken. Wouldn't that blow me up? Let's put it on heavy. No. The only thing that they can do is an invincible super or the overdrive, the OD. Which is why, once they're dehydrated and burnt out, this isn't a thing anymore. They have no access to it. If they have no meter and they're dehydrated, oh, this is free. Now, granted, you might want to stick with something safe because they can just block. They can always just block. So don't go out here and just think you just gonna put out any type of normal. But if you do want to put out a big boy button on your knockdown, that's fine. Just cancel it into a drive rush. So let's put them on block. So we can and look at the frame data. So we'll go to, so let's just say, they're dehydrated, they can't wake up, and then you give them to block something. That was plus 10. Look how much advantage that is. That means I can act 10 frames before they can. Folks, never say I don't do anything for you, because I love you, YouTube. That does 3% chip, correct? That does 3% chip, correct? And this, provided they're burnt out, does a whopping 10% chip. So what does that mean? That means when you find yourself in these low, a throw would kill them like situations, and they're low on health, you can do some pretty disgusting things. You're like, oh man, they have that much health left? If you get them to block this, go into DP, and then go into level 3, they're dead. A lot of times, you can just touch someone, and as soon as you see that first, they're cooked. They're cooked. And you gotta learn how much your level 3 does. I know JP's does 850. So if I know that they're like at that magic pixel or they're around that much health, I can kill them. Just by doing any block string in the level 3. If they try to jump it, they get hit. Just a little bonus tip for you. Now, with all that said, fighting games are extremely difficult. And it's a lot easier to have bite-sized, easy-to-digest steps in order to find progress than trying to have some deep-rooted, long-term, crazy calculus-level game plan in your brain, and then only to realize, well, it only works if I even get the hit in the first place, and this person is jumping all over the place and doing all types of stuff, and it's easier when you can put it into bite-sized pieces and then have a strong foundation to build upon. So if these tips helped you climb, please let me know in the comment section below. And if, as always, if you didn't know something and you learned something, make sure you hit that subscribe button because you never know what type of tips I'm going to give away for the free ski in the future. See you guys next time.